Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl. I'm back. Had some technical difficulties with the last stream, so I had to go live again, and we are here. So give me just a second, get this situated, and then there we go. So thank you so much for tuning back in. Shakira Miss Mimi, aka Mimi the Great. It is the Love Power Radio Show, August 29th. And I'm here. Thank you so much to Blasia Nicole for coming on with us. She'll be joining us probably towards the end of the show again. Um, One thing with this technology is you have to have it plugged in because if not, it will eat your battery alive. So again, thank you to Blasia Nicole, my model sister girlfriend, for tuning in and hanging out with us today. If you want to purchase anything or check out her website is www.taylored Designs Boutique, and that's designs with a Z, not an S. Taylored Designs Boutique .com, www.taylored Designs Boutique, or you can find her on Facebook and Instagram. Same thing, either Blasia Nicole or actual Instagram. It's at Blasia underscore Nicole underscore and or Taylor D underscore designs with three Z's. Let me put that up for you. There you go. There's her information there. If you want to like, follow, share her on Facebook and or Instagram, that's her information. And then I'll have up her other stuff later. So again, thank you for tuning back in. Had some technical difficulties, but I think I got them fixed. I hope so. Uh, so this has really been a week. Listen, let me chat with you guys for a second with about persevering. It's important that in life, when stuff happens, that you don't get distracted because we all have a purpose. I know it doesn't seem like it to some, because for me, for the longest time, that was the question: what is my purpose? Am I really going through all these things just because? Or is it really for something? And I'm glad to say that uh, all of that was really for something. The divorce, the breakups, the ridiculing in school, and uh growing up, all of that was something. What that something was, well, guess what? I'm able to, because I'm still standing. God has given me the gift of life yet another day. And so I'm able to turn around and help someone who is going through what I've already been through. I'm able to blow into them, or give them some type of hope. And for me, that's everything. Really, it is. When I was going through it, I wasn't even trying to hear that. I wasn't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear your life is this. I wasn't trying to hear that. Right. At one point, honestly, if I must say, there was when I was a teenager, there was that question: do I even want to live? Actually, to be very honest, and it's something I don't even talk about that much, but it's very true. I was living, I was being ridiculed constantly by daddy, and I still call him that. And I didn't get it. I was the only girl of four children, so a lot of people thought I was spoiled. Now I am, because I spoiled me. Anyway, uh, but then a lot of people thought I was spoiled, and so when I did try to talk about it to people, that was the thing. Oh no, she's just spoiled. She's this, whatever the case is, and nobody listened. Well, I'm here to tell you, even if nobody listens, push through, because your life has purpose. Your life has meaning, and you are chosen to be here. Um, for this week, I was a friend of mine's. I don't know how to explain it. Her daughter's best friend's son committed suicide. He was deaf, and because everybody is wearing masks, his level of communication was way worse than ours. and he didn't have any way to have an outlet because everybody had to wear masks, and he committed suicide. So for that family, prayers up to them, because it's hard losing a child. I heard about a young lady who, I think she was 13 or 14, same thing. Um, because of COVID, and the children are forced to be in a situation or an environment that's different. Uh, they're having issues. So please, please, please don't be afraid to get your children or yourself help. There are people out there that you can talk to talk it out. Sometimes you need a voice that's not a friend. Sometimes you need that stranger sitting on the other side of a desk or a couch, if that's the case, to help you, or just to listen, to help you walk through this thing, because we've never been through a pandemic. We don't know what to do. Some of us don't know how to handle it. I have my moments where I'm used to hugging people. I am a hugger, and I can't hug people. Some of them I don't want to touch. You say wash your hands, and I've been in restrooms several times, and people just don't want to adhere to the things that they need to make sure that they stay safe, and that they're not spreading um, uh, COVID to someone else, which is really interesting and sad all at the same time, because it means that their love for themselves and other people is close to non-existent. Um, so, with that being said, please stay safe. Please have no find it in your hearts to, if you're having problems making sense of what's happening, whether it's your loss of jobs, loss of money, please find it in yourselves. There are free counselors everywhere that you can talk um, to help you make sense of what's going on. And it doesn't mean that you're any less of a person. It just means you need help. It just means you need to, lean on somebody's shoulder. That's what we're here for. In all actuality, that's what we're here for. So, my next guest is a young lady that I met. I want to say 3 or 4, maybe some of them. No, it hasn't been that long. About 3 or 4, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. I don't know. Um, and she is, whew, yeah. I think the list of things that she doesn't do is shorter, right? And so, I don't have the whole entire list, but I know what she did for this season in her life is she started making soap as a way to lose weight, believe it or not. And when she was telling me, I was like, sure, bye, whatever. You know me, I'm the skeptic. I am. But I get it, because COVID-19 has people sitting at home. You can't go to work. You have to find other means of doing things. You have to, bring out that creative side that a lot of times we tend to suppress. So, without further ado, let me welcome to the show. Help me welcome to the show. Put your hands together for Sexy Chocolate. Angela Hodges, the owner of Tukey's Bath Bakery. Hey, 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 hey. Are you?
Thank you, God.
Say again. Your reception is
It's got to go
delayed.
somewhere.
I know,
Huh?
right? I haven't seen you in a minute. So,
How are
how was
you?
your week?
Wonderful, wonderful, peaceful.
Huh?
How's
Nice.
yours?
Listen, I made it. Okay, I made it. I'm a
All
little mentally bruised, but I made it. I was talking earlier that I'm grateful I have people I can call and boohoo and cry, and they be like, "Look, I need you to gird up. We're gonna pray right quick, and I need you to gird up." Okay, okay. So I had two of those
right.
conversations. So I'm good, and I'm gonna give me some ice cream when I get off the air. But it was good.
Oh, that was one of my guilty pleasures during this pandemic. I've tried probably every little ice cream and yogurt place
Wow.
uh, DoorDash and everybody been at my house frequent.
So what I am excited to, and I'm gonna have them on the show one day, is the guy that does the lactose free. I think he's Uncle Otis on Instagram. If y'all want to check him out, his ice cream is lactose intolerant ice cream, and he got some stuff. I haven't been over there yet, but I am gonna
Oh,
venture over there. Um, yeah, on Almeida. I want to say I know it's on Almeida and something, but I don't know the cross street. But that will be where I venture to. Until then, I don't eat ice
nothing is
cream.
never on the side.
Listen, they deliver too. Um, but yeah, because you do and have done a whole host of things. And I really want to touch on that just a smidget before we get into um your new venture, your new business. What are all the things that you had your hands into? Because I know you've been a director for plays, what, an acting coach, a model. No, I'm just kidding. A singer, like what don't you do?
I guess I have to go with you again with that list. The list will probably be short if I say what I haven't done.
Mm-mm.
Lord,
Well, give
the
me
things I haven't done.
uh-uh. Say again?
I was laughing because I was thinking about the things I haven't done.
I saw the look. No, no, ma'am. This is rated PG. Okay. So, but no, seriously, because I know you've worked in music in the music industry quite a bit, and then I met you. Someone was bringing you on as a director for a play, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Um, Miss Lisa Dene, she was writing a play. That's how I originally met you when we had our meeting
Right.
for that play.
But prior to that, you worked with.
And when I Regina and I Regina Locke, Griggs,
Hmm.
and Ivory Black of Black Locket Productions.
Hmm.
Mainly the projects I've done have been at the Bridge Church.
Hmm.
I also was the assistant director under Mr. T.Y. Martin.
Hmm.
He's
Right.
probably tune in and be nosy, so I give you a little shout out.
I got
But a couple other, I mean, I've got since the pandemic, I've had a couple of people inbox me about directing their plays or helping them write their plays.
okay. That's good. So you write plays too. Do you also do monologues? Just putting it out there for somebody who might need one.
Yes, I'd rather do an actual play. I will write a play, but I rather do monologues and do short plays.
Okay, nice. Lisa Dene said, "Hey, ladies. Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in, Lisa D." Desmond said, "Hey, Toki. You know Desmond too? Oh, Jesus. Listen, if y'all, so many. This woman knows so many people, but let's go ahead and get into. You were telling me your story on how you got started with um doing soap. So tell us a little bit about it. Tell us the story because I want people to understand. There's a reason why I want you to tell the story on how you got started with the soap. Let's go.
um, when we got sent home in March
Hmm.
from when the pandemic first hit, so I became housewife and started, cooking all day and doing 3 meals, even sometime 4, and didn't notice the weight was just bam, just just piling on, just from just laying around the house watching TV, sitting around watching YouTube and other little channels and stuff. And then one day I went to the grocery store and typical little shopping spree. Back hurting the whole time I'm walking. Still didn't pay it any mind. Got home and heart just got to racing. As if though I had ran a mile.
Wow.
So I sat down, and later on that week, my husband bought me a scale. I got on the scale and it told me I was about to tip 400 pounds. In the matter of time that I had been sitting at home during COVID, I guess I was binge eating, stress eating, and everything else because I put on the weight so rapidly that now it's unbearable because I sit around, my back hurt constantly, my knees hurt constantly, areas that didn't used to hurt. Oh my. So I love to cook. I really, really love to cook. So I tried to channel myself into finding something else. So I got to scrolling through Instagram and different little websites late one night, trying to find something to occupy, something different. I knew writing wasn't going to do it if I start writing a play or a script because I usually tend to have a snack next to me while I'm doing so. Yeah. So I knew that wasn't a good option. So I sat there one night, and since I'm not a drinker, I was going to make these moonshine drinks.
I'm here for it. You need a
taste. And I'm still there. I got. So I was looking at a video, and underneath was this girl that was talking about making soap for her mom. So I clicked on that video, watched the little girl, but then it was all these other videos of underneath that caught my attention. So I started one by one. If I tell you, I set up from 12 o'clock midnight, clean up until 7 o'clock the next morning, watching nothing but soap videos.
Wow.
From bath beads to bath tea, you name it, I sat there and watched those videos. So when I learned that you could create stuff like that and make it look like food and all that kind of stuff, I said, okay, let me go and give it a shot. Took me a whole month to buy the stuff, to sit there and really take it serious. Jumped into it, and I'm completely hooked. During that time, since June till now, I went from 366 pounds to now 321 pounds. Yeah.
Hey!
My daughter's gonna walk. You see my daughter through.
That's awesome. Congratulations on the weight loss. That's great.
Ooh, yeah. I can just get up enough energy to walk.
Yeah, it's always easier when you're putting on weight than it is to take it off. I really wish we could take a shower or sloth off take some lotion and sloth it off. I don't know. Something. But surely there's something to be learned in the discipline of going back down. So I'm really glad that you were able to get that off in a record amount of time, huh? From June, because that was just a couple of months ago, right?
The struggle is still hard. I learned that one of my favorite things now have been drinking a limeade, but I put cucumber and mint in it. That has become favorite drink.
Okay.
And it's supposed to, from my understanding, it's supposed to system, and it's supposed to help you with your stomach.
Yes. I don't know about the lime
Not
aid part, but I know I heard that lime water.
so
Um,
go to sip drink all day.
mhm. So you sip on the lime water mixed with the limeade, or the lime mixed with
So
the.
sort of in the kitchen cooking.
Yeah, I did hear that putting lime in water um balances out your gosh, I can't think of the word, but it's like it alkalines water, makes it alkaline water, so which is good for the system. Um and then
I kind
also
of cheated. I usually put lime slices in there, and I cheated
okay.
this last time, and I went and bought the Simply Lemonade.
Uh-huh. Oh, and put the lime in there. That sounds like the makings of a drink. You sure you don't drink? I think we lost her, y'all. You still there? You still there? Okay. So, do you have some bars you can show us?
I think I might need to log on from my phone.
Okay. Do you have some? Are you gonna
Yes.
log? Okay, awesome. Well, while she's doing that, we are going to let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, because it's a lot going on, y'all. And um before I forget, make sure you vote. Get registered to vote. Early voting, if I'm not mistaken, starts October 13th. Um, early voting starts October 13th, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you are registered to vote, regardless. To I'll say this, and I halfway mean it, but I do. Um, can't tell you who to vote for. However, it's a system set in place to do a thing. And in order to get stuff done, people are going to have to be elected into office. Now, the most important person is not the president. It's really not. You got the Speaker of the House, you have people in the Senate, you have people in Congress. So those are the people. Not only look at what the president can do or what his platform is, but also, please, 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 I can't stress it to you enough how important it is to look at the platform of the other people that are on the ticket. You do not have to always do straight Democrat. There have been times, there have been seasons where um, the thoughts and the movements of the bodies were switched. So it's not always a straight Democrat. It's not always a straight Republican. Yes, there are people that go back and forth. That's their free will. That's what it's called. It does happen. However, you have to be, um, you will be held accountable for the things that you do. So, like I said, it's a system that was set into place to do a thing, and to govern the people, to be in place for the people, not bash each other, which is, in my personal opinion, what a lot of them are doing now. But that's probably going to be a whole nother show. Um, so let's see. I think we got her back on. There you go. Yes, come on with it. There we go. Technology.
I had to go to the good old faithful phone.
Listen, let me tell you. Some of these phones are on point, and some of them need to be thrown on a point off a cliff, run over. I'm just saying, some of these phones I've had
I
several.
noticed my reception is better on the phone than it was on my laptop.
You're a lot clearer, a lot clearer. Um, so let's see. I feel like I need to do all that over again because some of it was distorted, but I will ask, do you have some bars, some soap that you would like to show us?
But here's my latest one.
Oh.
This is my pink lemonade one.
Oh, how neat.
This is another pink lemonade, but it's actually made. See, it's got the little straw in it.
Wait,
It-
is the straw soap
it-
too?
huh?
Is the straw soap too?
No.
Ah.
But if you notice, I got little ice cubes in it. Little ice cubes in there.
That's way too much. How about that? How about that? That's
Mhm.
nice. And when I was looking at the page, I was like, dang, is that the right page? Because I saw those with the straw and I thought, this is about soap. But I love the play on words, Bath Bakery. And then also how you took the soap and made it look like a drink. Was that work? Like, was it?
Actually, no. It took me probably 30 minutes to
Mhm.
make that. The longest process is actually getting the scent exactly how you want it.
Okay.
Because I really wanted it to smell like pink lemonade,
Mhm.
but I wanted it really strong so that if you set it in your bathroom, your guest or who would see it would say, "Oh wow, for some reason I smell something lemony." So it's still not quite the lemony smell I would want,
Mhm.
but that's when you start in your business, you trial and error
Mhm.
of finding the right product from the right company.
Right.
So that's what I'm going through now. And I've joined several groups. I learned that I didn't know what cold press was. I didn't know what that means. I
Mhm.
joined some group and learned that means you're going from scratch.
Mm.
You're going from measuring to beakers to the whole 9 yards.
Wait, you said a word I haven't heard since I was in, I don't know, 8th, 9th, 7th, 5th grade.
Beakers.
Yes.
I have beakers here too.
Beakers, like we had, look, because I think you're around the same age as me. Beakers we had back in school, beakers.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So you will have, when you start the process, you will end up with so many measuring cups, so many beakers.
Mm-hmm.
I even have thermometers where I have to measure, where I have to check the heat on it,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
make sure it's the right temperature before I pour it in my molds.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that takes a while is figuring out what kind of soaps you would want to make.
Okay.
A lot of people want to jump in. Oh, I want to make wellness soaps and this and that. It's not as easy as you think,
Mm-hmm.
because every oil is not meant to be saturated in your body.
Okay.
You have to learn the difference between carrier oils and essential oils. Some essential oils are good they can be used on the body, but the best oils to me I found are the carrier oils. If you can get olive oil or jojoba or shea in a carrier oil, it's meant to absorb in the skin.
Okay.
The other essential oils are meant for fragrance wise. They're not meant for the purpose of, say, if you wanted to use it for your hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to use carrier oils.
That's interesting. I feel like I just sat in a class or something. Excuse me, teacher. Can we go back over that, please? I got my notebook out now. I'm ready. Hold on a second. Can we? Look, chemistry was actually one of my favorite classes. It had a lot to do with math and putting things together and trying not to explode all at the same time. So that was actually one of my favorites until I got to college, and then whole nother thing. But yeah, wow, that's interesting. So carrier oils. What was the other one?
Essential oils or fragrant oils.
Fragrant oils. Okay, wow, that's interesting to know because of course, I'm not a soap maker, but this, like I was talking to the other guest about how people see you, um, here. right? So they see you on this side making the soap, not understanding that it took hours of research to see what tools you needed to actually invest in the tools that you needed to even get to this point. What was that like for you, especially since um, work stopped? Because you're in education, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
So what was it like when you thought about just, take us through from starting, looking at this and thinking, there's something I want to do. Was there a but, I don't have enough money, or was it just, you know what, I see this here thing and I want to do it? What was that like for you?
There was a but because, like I was saying, I didn't know the right route to go. And I kind of jumped in head first. I
Mhm.
should have, and I would suggest this to anybody if you're gonna take on a craft, it's so many groups on Facebook and Instagram. Jump in those groups first. And 10 out of 10, them ladies and already answered all the questions you probably finna ask.
Okay.
And ask yourself. And what I did, the biggest mistake I did, I'm gonna do soaps, and I started ordering my packages, and I started ordering all this stuff,
Hmm.
and realized that the plain Jane soaps did not catch my attention.
Wow.
They were fun doing the swirls and all that kind of stuff. It was fun, but I later on discovered that you could turn soaps and you could make. I've seen them in stores, but you only see them like the little bitty little, cupcakes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
these, when I say I joined this group, and them ladies was making them look like pies and cakes and all kind of stuff. So I was
Wow.
like, okay, I said, hold up
I
now.
think I might join that group just to look at pretend food.
And I actually posted one on my Facebook where the lady in the group made one look like cheesecake. And I posted on my Facebook page, and I was like, is this a cheesecake, or is it an actual soap?
Yes.
And I was like, yes, I got to. And girl, that's why I told you yesterday. I was sitting up there watching videos. My next adventure is actually, I'm going to make it look like ice cream.
I don't know what's
With
wrong with
those
you people. Why, Lord? Why? Why? You know,
if the moles come in on time, I'll be making the ice creams. The other moles that I ordered is to make them look like cupcakes.
oh Lord, help us, Jesus. Help. So how did you come up with the name Tukis?
Tuki is my childbirth nickname.
Okay.
So I had to be a little extra and add the Z to it. Bath Bakery came later on when I discovered that I liked the bakery side of it, when I started learning that you could make it look like food.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it all,
Mm-hmm.
but most of my soaps are gonna look like food.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Something unique, something different, something that you don't see in everybody's house,
Mm-hmm.
something that could easily um I can easily turn something into how people are doing the gender reveals.
Oh, okay.
I can easily make one of the soaps be a gender reveal.
Okay.
Another mold that I ordered is to make them look like popsicles.
Ooh, nice.
So the im- I'm very creative, and I like using my imagination. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why making soaps and making them look like food is going to be fun for me, because I get to use my imagination.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I'm loving the idea. Like this is giving me so many ideas and really making me want to get up and do what I've been procrastinating to take myself halfway off screen because I've been tripping, right? Had this idea, but so yeah, that's wow. I'm glad you started because, like I said, you've already done so many things, and then to make this shift in the middle of a pandemic and still invest in what it is that you're seeing yourself doing. What advice would you give to someone who has thought about starting a business of any kind, and um, don't know where to start, or if that's really something they want to do, especially with what's going on.
You have to take the leap of faith, even if you have to take baby steps in it.
Hmm.
Even if you, I spoke to a young lady a couple of days ago, and she was saying that she wanted to start making soaps, and that she's already, been in groups, and she's been, doing different things. And I told her, I wish I would have took the slow route, and
Hmm.
I would have ordered kits and played around with those kits.
Hmm.
Well, luckily, being that I was creative, I actually jumped in and was able to not drown.
Hmm.
Um, and later on, I'll find something to do with all these jars I got here. But don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to, because a lot of people don't want to share their knowledge.
Hmm.
They
True.
don't want to share, you know, the simplest little thing. Oh, well, how did you get this to smell this certain way?
Hmm.
It's not gonna kill you to tell that person, oh, well, I mixed this with this.
Hmm. Right.
You got people that bake that won't even tell somebody, oh, well, I just use a little bit of extra butter in it. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
this is my mama recipe. You got to be willing to share that recipe. And I don't mean you have to, share the whole recipe, but just be willing to, in your process of learning, be willing to teach as well.
Hmm.
And I'm always open to sharing people anything I learn.
Yeah.
Uh, but you can't be afraid to at least try it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh,
I mean,
that.
the worst thing that can come out of this is that Miss Mimi and everybody else will be getting baskets full of soap.
Hey, listen. Wax on, wax off. I'm looking at myself, so this might look different. Wax on, wax off. Miss Mimi like to smell good.
That's one of my other ones. I'm planning on playing around with that too. Because
Good.
I actually had a company send me over 85 samples of fragrant oils.
Mm-mm.
So, whenever you're in the neighborhood, if you want to smell some of them, trust me, we'll pull out the coffee. Because I haven't started ordering, but when I tell you they are, oh my God,
Wow, nice.
that company is amazing. They only sell to their biggest clients are hotels
Mm.
and the spa hotels. So these are high end oils that I plan on using. So they got this one called strawberry champagne. Oh my goodness.
So, listen, you said you don't drink. I do. I be thirsty. But anyway, uh, I want to bring Blazer back on so we can all have some girl talk before the show is over. Ready, Blaze?
I need to make you laugh.
Come on with it. We'll take it.
Hello.
Hello.
Right before I had logged on, Amazon is constantly at my door. I mean, constantly. So I was teasing you about the fact that I don't drink. And guess what came today?
Don't play.
For me to make molds to make shot glasses.
Listen.
Oh, that's awesome.
First of all,
I'll take one or two.
okay. What's your address plus again? No, I'm just kidding. Text it to me. Yeah, let me see if that hole like a shot glass really holds. Before you put the soap in there.
No, I'm not gonna put soap in. I'm actually gonna make shot glasses out of Starburst or Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh, okay. Oh, well, you let me know when you do.
How about that?
I like both of them.
Two tasters. See how it works. But you mentioned earlier, Angela, teaching other people. And I know I asked you this also, Blazer. How you feel about teaching other people to do what you did to get your business started. Um, would you both be interested in if opportunity presents itself to do so.
Absolutely.
Eh.
Yeah.
I'm still a newbie, but I mean, I'm game with teaching anybody what I've learned so far.
Mhm. Which is good, because even some people think, that when you have a thing, whether it's a boutique, starting with soap, being in the music industry, because I know y'all probably have heard of Toby. I don't want to get his last name. Toby Nwingwe, I think it's his last name. But I know it's wrong. But he's a rapper out of Southwest, out of A-Leaf area.
Okay.
And he was talking about on one of his posts about how people would always come up to him talking about, man, I wanted to start too, but I don't have a crew like you do. First of all, assumptions will get you nowhere. Okay, first, and he had to tell her, I started recording with my cell phone. I didn't have a team. So it's that thing where you have to start somewhere and be willing to, like Blaze and I were talking to earlier, and even you mentioned, you have to be willing to invest the time it takes to do the research. Because like you said, Angela, you spent, a whole day's work, literally, watching videos, to learn about the business of making soap, and that has to be done. People talk about, and I just thought about this. People talk about me and my makeup a lot. It's like, y'all, if y'all only knew, not even 2 years ago, me putting on makeup was not a thing. Okay, no. Ask my mama what it was like trying to get me to wear makeup, even if she applied it. I was kicking and screaming, and trying not to scratch, but I wanted to because I didn't want to wear it. This just was not a thing for me, and got caught one too many times without makeup on at a fashion show, and that's a no. Because the makeup artist either didn't show or didn't have enough time to get to everybody, whatever the case was. And there I was without makeup, and the people who I was modeling for was like, "So, you mean you don't know how to put on makeup?" And what's so crazy, they didn't know, and I'll tell this now because it's hindsight. I used to sell Mary Kay.
What?
I wasn't trying to sell makeup. I mean, I did if somebody ordered it, but still, to wear it, that was just not, I would wear lip gloss, and that was the extent of
You
it.
sound like me though.
Yeah. And so I had to learn how to put it on, but that's what I did. I watched the videos. You have to be diligent in doing the research that it takes to get done what you want to get done. It don't matter what it is, you know. So Miss Angela,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you have Facebook and Instagram, and it doesn't sound like you're gonna stop at just soap. Will there be no? You're not gonna stop it. Yeah, I just don't. I don't see it. Shower gels. So I feel
Shower gels, bath tea.
spirit like it's gonna come.
You got body wash?
I'm gonna work on body wash
Okay,
too.
let me know.
Yes.
Bath fizzies. I actually ordered my supplies to do a pink lemonade bath fizzy.
Okay.
Bath bombs. I want to get to the point where especially, I'm really trying to research it before, because we all know this pandemic is not over.
Right.
And one of the things that I'm trying to perfect before our next cold wave hit is, I don't know if you've seen it. I think it's Vicks Vapor Rub. One of them have a eucalyptus or a steamer where you put it in the shower and it vaporizes, and it releases like vapors in the shower that opens you up.
Okay.
And I would like to create something like that so that, that'll go, part of my line. But I would, while it's still slow, I would suggest for you to stock up on that, because when I tell y'all that was wonders when the pandemic hit, because that was the thing that I did almost every other night to open up my chest. If I even sneezed in my house. I
Wow.
went I went and took a shower with one of those things, and when I tell you, it opens up everything.
Eucalyptus.
Okay.
Hmm
Hmm. Okay,
It's
look at that.
I believe it's Vicks Vapor Rub makes it. It's a little it's like a little round little disc, and you just drop it on the floor of your tub, and once the shower water hits it and the heat, it vaporizes up in the shower and makes your bathroom smell like the typical little stuff, the not chamomile, but all the eucalyptus and the other little strong vapors that are meant to open you up.
Hmm.
Hmm
And that's good to know because eucalyptus, well, not eucalyptus. COVID is said to be something that attacks your gosh, what's the system? The one where you can't breathe. I can't think of it. I can't think of the word I want to use. But
It
so
affects your upper respiratory system.
yes, your upper respiratory. Thank you so much. So for that to be used to open it, that's one of them old school remedies, right? So before that would be a great thing for people to do, something to be reminded of, to go and stock up on it, and do it even once a week. I think, especially with it still going on, leave some on the shelves for everybody else, right? Please and thank you. But and then also, now that I think about it, you could also put it on your feet.
Yes. Well, not this one. This comes like in a little tablet.
Well, yeah,
And
but the rub.
yeah, the rub, yeah. Now the
Mhm.
rub, putting it under your feet is old school with the pair of socks. Yes.
Yep, or under your nose. And I say for the people who wrinkled up their face at me, I say under your nose, your feet, because if you've ever heard of reflexology, reflexology is when they work on your feet because every part of your body has a connection to the bottom of your feet. And you can release a lot of toxins by having reflexology done to with your feet. And so that's why back in the day, I don't know if they knew why, but that's one of the reasons why they would take Vicks, rub it on your feet, the base of your feet, one ply, and put on top, and let that heat generate to help clean out your pores and pull out those toxins from your body, which I think is an awesome idea. So I got a topic I want to talk about. And Angela, I told you, Blazer, I didn't tell you. Um, well, I mean, it's something that's going on, and I would love to discuss it with the both of you because we have people from different generations,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
This the Black Lives Movement. We're gonna talk about that and voting, because voting is coming up. How do you guys feel about voting? Not just this election, but just in general.
You want to go first? Because I can go all day.
Um, it's something the youth really needs to take, you know, anyone that's under my age to look into. Don't just go in there and just vote, oh, well, they say Biden is the perfect candidate. Oh, Trump's the perfect candidate.
Hmm.
Do your research. With
Right.
everything, you need to do your research, because what you vote on is what you're going to have to live with.
That's true.
So if something that Biden, or whoever says that you don't agree with, that might not be the person that you need to vote for. Just take, and and that goes across the board, because when don't just go in there and just hit, oh, I'm just going to choose the Democratic Party,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know who all is on the Democratic Party. You don't know what they stand for. You don't know what they're about. You don't know what they're trying to achieve. And then you look around and your neighborhood school don't have this, that, or other. Well, you voted down this thing, and that person was on that list. And they done took away funding from your school, and they done took away something that happens in your neighborhood. All that comes out and you just go straight across the board. And people don't understand that when they just hit, oh, I'm just gonna vote Democratic Party. It's fine.
Mhm. Just know the people that are on the ticket, Blazer.
Yeah.
If we're being honest here,
Yes, that's how we
I don't trust neither one of them. I don't trust nobody up under them. I feel like even though there are two different parties, and people look at me crazy all the time when I say this, but even though there's two different parties, they're still working under the same person. Like they're all together in it. It just may seem like they look like they're going at each other, but they're really not. At the end of the day, everybody has pros and everybody has cons. I really don't feel like Biden gonna do what he say as much as he tell me he say he gonna do, or how much he's for the black people and for the folks and everything. That's fine, but until somebody can actually show me something, I don't want to hear nothing. That's where I stand at it. But voting is absolutely important.
Well, yeah, it's just that for the past 2 terms, there haven't been, in my personal opinion, they don't come like they used to. How about that? They don't come like they used to. And one thing that they're good for bringing up what people used to do, right? And everybody has a past. Everybody used to. There are some people who used to be skinheads who are not anymore. There's some people who used to be, KKK members who are not anymore. Should that have a bearing on where a person is now? And it's, in your personal opinion, it's your 2 cents.
People change. Now, how far they went, they've came in their change. How far they've walked in their change. That's the difference. There's I can't remember the man's name, but I watched his story on Facebook one day where he was a black man that was mixing amongst the Klans. And he had one gentleman that was bringing him in his home. He was like one of the top people that was in the Klan. To this, and I don't know how old this video is, but the man actually changed. He's no longer. He's not even affiliated with the Klan people anymore because of this black man.
Wow.
So, I've always believed that racism isn't something that you're born with, it's something you're taught. So if we as people can actually do one thing to change somebody's mind about being a racist, and they absorb it, and everybody's not gonna take it, and everybody just, they gonna be who they are. But if we can get one person to change their mind about being racist, that's a step forward.
Yeah. Blazer?
I mean, I agree. I believe people do change. But as far as the racism goes, I just feel like there's always going to be that little inkling in the back of, I used to didn't like these people, or, like,
right.
I have to talk to these people, like how I'm going to act around them. I feel like they can always go back, but you just kind of have to hope they don't and hope that they stick with the changes that they made.
Yeah.
So true. Oh, I heard something move. I start running. Listen, I was trying to make my exit. I'll see y'all later. Sorry about that. That made me lose my train of thought. Listen, I don't do super crowded. I'm not the fastest runner, but I will be today. Okay. I will be definitely today. I'm trying to see. Typing and texting. There we go. Make sure you get registered to vote. For those of you who are listening, and will listen and look. Please get registered to vote. it is, like I stated earlier, it's a system that's in place, right? And one thing my dad taught me, among other things, is to play the game. There were several people. In fact, the some of the Republicans touted on CNN earlier today, how, oh, we had so many black people, we had so many African Americans at the RNC and I'm thinking, okay, that's great. But not all of them. There's some that have meandered over to the Republican Party, and everybody is entitled to think, feel how they want, and go, make their own choices. But just because they're there doesn't mean that they follow you. Um, you have to know what your opponent is about. That's all a part of research. I watched the RNC. I almost fell asleep, but I watched the RNC. And a lot of the different people that they had speak and heard what they had to say. So it's a tedious, can be a headache, but like you said, who you vote for is who you have to live with. So it's very important for you to do diligence and go vote. I can't stress it enough. Honestly, I can't stress it enough. It is the game that we're playing now on the and we'll have another show about that too. So on to Black Lives Matter. So where you going? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Angela and I had a very interesting conversation. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah. I want to talk about your stance on it for several reasons. Because sometimes people think they have to go with what everybody else goes with, and that's not the case. So let's. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
As I was telling you yesterday, I've gotten since this last little wave of Black Lives Matter. I've gotten into it with several people, not because it's because they're so quick to defend Black Lives Matter that they don't hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm against Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm not willing to, stand up for Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
They get offended because I more so say all lives matter than I say Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Reason being is I wasn't raised to see color.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to see color when it comes to Black Lives Matter, especially when it comes to it's only going in one direction. We only holler Black Lives Matter when a Black man or a Black woman have been shot and killed by the police. But to me, it goes all across the board. If Black Lives Matter is going to matter, then it needs to go all the way as far as if my neighbor is a Black man and his son shot my other neighbor's child. Okay, that's still a Black man. I don't care if it's Black on Black crime. I don't care how you want to put it, but it's still Black should matter all the way across.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're gonna sit up here and do GoFundMe's and protests and this and that for Black Lives Matter, then we need to protest in our neighborhood to get the crime out of our neighborhoods, because we're a Black community. In order to get it to rise up and be like the regular neighborhood, we don't want the white people coming in our neighborhoods taking over. Then we got to take over our own neighborhoods. Because it was sad when I read on social media when they acted a fool about those Black people that went over Third Ward and was buying all those properties. Why? Why are you gonna get mad because the Black folks went over there and bought it? You would have got even more upset if it was white people.
Yeah.
They got so ugly, with calling in, everybody done heard how they acted up on the turkey leg hut.
Yeah.
It was Black people that called in on them. So if Black lives is gonna matter, don't just let it be, only patronizing when something happens. Black lives, we black all day, every day, 24/7.
365 up in this joint.
Exactly. So, you
Cracked
know,
out and paid.
I was in I read a post in somebody's group. I think it was Houston Black owned businesses. I think that's the name of the group. Well, there was a gentleman where they put him on blast. Well, a gentleman put him on blast because of how his attitude was. And I went on there. I went in the group and I said, don't damage all black businesses because of one black. Every race has a bad attitude. How many times have you been in a nail shop and they treated you funny? How many times have you been in a hair beauty supply store and they walked behind you like you were stealing? But yet still, you'll still go back in them stores.
Yep.
So the same thing goes for black owned businesses. If he's bad, review him. Make his review list so horrible to where nobody will patronize his stuff.
Yeah.
Do it on white businesses.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
do it on the black ones.
Yeah.
I mean, and then black folk, we gotta take accountability. We being horrible, we horrible.
Mhm.
Don't put it on your sleeve. If you got Tamika or somebody at the front desk and she's sitting up there, well, I said we ain't got no more lemonade.
Can I help you?
Yes. So, then leave it. Put sister girl back in the kitchen cooking. If she can't handle the front with good customer service, then she needs to might go back in the back and start cooking.
Oh no.
And if she can't handle that, then she need to be out the door.
I need to go on.
Because that's one of the bad things about black owned businesses, that the biggest complaint is the bad attitude.
Yeah.
And that was this dude's complaint. The guy said he went there and now first of all, I want to know what he bought for $70. He bought 2 plates for $70. What was on this plate? I'm not paying that much for no to-go food.
Oh, there must have been a plate that was a plate, like one of those plates at some of those restaurants where, it's got an emblem or something on it. It's got your name engraved that you can take with you. No.
And when I went on the guy's Facebook page, his Instagram.
No.
Oh, I don't even know why he purchased a plate at first anyway. All of these plates on there look like slop. Look like he just threw it on there and just slapped some cheese on top and called it a meal. No, man.
No?
No.
Do you like your food to touch?
Huh?
Do you like your food to touch?
It don't matter to me.
Oh, okay.
This was too much touching. This was too. That was too much touching.
I've been there and I've seen some. We're talking about Chick-fil-A Hut, right?
Huh?
Are we talking about Chick-fil-A Hut? The plate that the gentleman was showing, where was it from?
Let me look. I will tell you exactly where it was from.
So while she's looking it up, how do you feel about the Black Lives movement? Black Lives Matter movement, rather.
I agree with what. Can I call you Tuki? What do you go by?
Either one. You call me Angela, either Tuki.
Okay. Well, I agree with Miss Angela. I feel like the Black Lives Movement only becomes a thing when something tragic happens.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be an all year round thing. I don't feel like my generation takes it seriously. I feel like they just kind of jump on the bandwagon, and it's kind of like whatever everybody else is going with, I'm gonna just go with it, and then it always dies down.
Yeah,
it always dies down until another situation happens. Then everybody's, oh, I'm for it. No, you really not, because you forget about it in 2.5 seconds when they got Beyonce on the screen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I just feel like as a generation, just as a whole, like we have to do better. We have to do better. I feel like people are idolizing things that have nothing to do with nothing. All this stuff on television that they're teaching them all this weird stuff, and they have to look this way, and they're supposed to think this way, and their girl's supposed to look this way. Like all that doesn't matter. Like, do you really care about somebody's life being taken? or you just here for the hype.
Yeah.
Right.
Oftentimes people are there for the hype. You know, they've gotten so used to being in front of the camera so I can be seen. You know, man, I went down, put their name on it. I was down there when this happened. But what did you do while you were down there?
Exactly.
Were you down there to actually protest? Or were you down there for a photo op, like I heard somebody say the other day, which is really sad because there are actually people who out there that were actually protesting, that are actually doing their due diligence in getting things done and trying to make a voice so that this stops. You know, the picking of the strange fruit is happening all over again. History has, like as if it ever stopped, but it's even more so now than it has been in at least the past 30 years. Like I said, it never stopped. I remember when I heard about slavery was happening down east somewhere. I'm sorry, further south. And that was like about 10 years ago. I was really, really floored that they still literally had slaves that were black people. And I don't remember where it was, but I remember it was a southern state. But they still existed. So it never stopped. Which brings me to this. Do you think, and it's for both of you, that the how the president, the state of the mind of the president, is something that the people follow? Because I don't remember, and I could be wrong, but I don't remember having this many policemen who feel it necessary or even comfortable with killing black people when Obama was in office as we do now. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember all that. I don't. And I could be wrong. And if somebody's listening and can correct me, please do. But I just really, he was about being articulate, being very on point. Mike can correlate it with being even OCD. It's about his moves. It was like playing chess. Every time he made a move, it had to be the right move. It had to be done a particular way. It couldn't be just, you made me mad, so I'm gonna tweet you like in the morning. His thoughts and his things were very thought out. Versus what we have now, and even how Trump came into office was, you people ain't this, you people ain't this. Oh, those people are hoodlums. Oh, and I feel like it made it very for the Caucasian community. It made it very to those who grew up in that era and taught, those things, that it created a quote unquote safe place for them to really start showing how they really felt about my people. How do you guys feel? Do you think that how the people move around and meander is largely based off the type of president we have, unfortunately, or no?
Trump, to me, my opinion about him is he's a rich man fulfilling a bucket list. Because he sits around and throws these little petty tantrums. Come on now. He held up stimulus checks just so his name could be put on the checks. That's childish.
Yeah.
That was beyond childish. You got people who couldn't afford to pay their rent and bills, but we can't get the money, all because you got to have your name on a check that they only don't have in their hand for less than an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody pay that no mind. Nobody care about your name being on a check.
Yeah.
Like, really? And then he's very immature. And if you're gonna have a president, his wife also got to stand up for the name. Let's bring out the definition of FLOTUS. And she is not a FLOTUS. She is not no form, no fashion. When have you ever seen her even play with children? When have you ever seen her step in any form of what every president female wife have done?
Yes.
She's nothing to look up to. She's nothing for the little girls to want to be. And then to sit back and watch the biggest display of a man treating his wife poorly for the world to see.
Yeah.
Her pushing his hand away. Her standing next to him looking unhappy. Come on now. That's not how we should represent the United States, with a man sitting up there, every time he don't get his way, he throws a tantrum on us, his own people, on us.
Mhm.
The same man who told us to go and drink bleach and all that kind of stuff during COVID.
That part. And that really, I was surprised that I wasn't at the amount of people, even after that, who are still willing to put him back in office and go so far as to gasp when they hear the phrase Black Lives Matter, regardless of who started it. The words themselves mean something. They mean my life matters. They mean Floyd's life matters. They mean Mr. Blake, his life matters. He didn't go to be shot in the back. He was getting in his car. And they literally got so frustrated because he kept moving. I watched the video a couple times when I finally finished it. He stepped further, like, oh, you didn't feel them first? Let me finish. And our lives matter. It has to see. Pleasure. Go ahead.
Trump lost me when he handpicked the craziest of the cuckoo and groomed him to go out there to distract voters.
Yeah.
When he sat there and groomed Kanye West to go out there and look like a damn fool, and everybody wanted to sit up there and cheer him on, but not realizing that y'all set that boy up for failure and possibly to get killed.
Yeah.
So why would you push Kanye out there just, and hype him up to go on rallies, which if you knew anything about Kanye, how he really gonna distract voters when in some of these cities he can't even get in because they done boycotted and petitioned to where he can't even come there in concert. So how you gonna pick him?
It wasn't even it was for that, but it was just simply a distraction of any kind.
Right.
Period. I'm sure they knew, right? Because they have a team. I'm sure they knew. We know he can't go in here. However, let's put him out here because there are people that follow him. There are children that follow him. So if we can get that distraction, period, and show that he supports us, then we're going to have people come over here without. Because I'm telling you, and this has been around for years. My dad used to tell me all the time. If you ever want people to not know something, here's a book. So if you ever, that's why I stress, learn your research about these candidates and know who it is that you're voting for. It doesn't necessarily have to be an all Democratic party. But Blazer, go ahead. Give your. We're almost over.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, I don't know. It's been an hour ago, but what do you think that the state of the mind of the president has a lot to do with the state, with how people react to how people are in the state?
Yes and no, because I feel like, of course, all these things have been going on with people, racism, bigamous, all that. But I feel like he made them comfortable to feel like it was okay to show it in public again. I do feel that way. Because he's out here saying the most craziest things. So they're like, shoot, if the president can talk to you crazy, why can't I?
Right.
What's happened to me?
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Speaking of which, I saw the other day, oh yeah, and somebody just said, see if I can put this up there right quick.
That person's Instagram, his hashtag is follow the smell. Is the person who follow the smell.
Oh, okay.
That's his name on that's his hashtag, follow the smell, and you'll probably be able to pull him up on Instagram. From what you have to be doing horrible, and your attitude has to be bad. This child that man put that post up this morning or yesterday, I believe, and already it has 4.66 thousand comments. of people complaining and telling them their experience with him. That's not good. That's not good as a black person. For
Yeah.
you to have that many people that done ran into you and they done dealt with you and you're that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You know, you gotta everybody that I saw in the comments said he has a very stank attitude. And when you see the post, um, i- in the group is Houston Black owned restaurants. And it should be one of the top. If you go in the group and join the group, it should be one of the top ones in the group
Mhm.
comments because everybody is chiming in on this post
Yeah. It's
because
definitely
the man because what the man did he showed the text message from the guy, you know, and the guy was like, you can just leave and you can give me a number one star. I don't care.
Mm.
Really?
oh,
Oh, wow.
that's what we doing now.
Exactly. But you know, some black folks when they get up there and they get to that double digits or three digits,
They get
you know, they feel like I don't need you. But just as fast as God can put you up there, as fast as he can
It's
kick it
next
right from
time.
up under you. And you'll be sitting back up there trying to find new customers because you done ran everybody out.
Yeah.
You never know who is coming knocking at your door to come and purchase from you. Just might be your next investor to get you where you're trying to get. They
Mhm.
just coming to sample the product.
Yeah.
But you done ran them out. And
Well,
that could have been the person that took you from being cooking inside of your house to your own restaurant.
even if they even get that far, because sometimes investors look at or they send people. So it's something definite, but true. We as a people have to do better when we're in business and treating when we feel it's okay or find it necessary for some to treat Black people worse than you treat Caucasians or Hispanics or other people of other cultures. There's a problem. You can't do that and then backdoor it with one Black Lives Matter, two what is it, social economic wealth and growth. Well, if you expect us to come and go back to places like Sophia that was in Africa and Georgetown, which is where the Black dollar was circulated only through the Black community, guess what? You have to be better than what we're doing. Because there are a lot of Black businesses who need, customer service. It's okay, right? Blazer, because we're at the end of the show. With me, Rose Coleman says, hey, cousin, thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, we're over here trying to get it, trying to make it happen. He actually does hair in Africa, and I know that's another one that shoot from the hip. Listen, and that's all I want in my life. I get enough sugar from the donuts and ice cream. But Blazer, at the end of the show, I give a love note, some people to chew on until the next time that we cross paths. And so you're a model, you're a business owner, and you actually still work a regular job, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So what? And it doesn't have to pertain to that, but if you had 2 cents to give to the people, what would it be? Give them a love note.
You said if I had to what?
2 cents
If I,
to give to the people, something to think about until next week. What would it be?
I would say find something you're passionate about and stick with it, regardless of what anybody say, or how much work you have to put into it, or how many sacrifices that you have to give up in order to get it done. It is going to be well worth it in the end.
I like that because that's most important, especially now when people are looking for different outs. We've been stuck in the groove of working for someone else and doing for somebody else and following somebody else's dreams. And when we go shop at Walmart, the places where we work, oftentimes, like I do home health care part time. Well, me working there is helping them live their dream and build their legacy. right? It was their dream to own a home health care business. They got it, and I'm an employee. So there's nothing wrong with. We need to be, and I'm specifically talking about people because we have a habit of being complacent and being docile. So it's okay for us to pick up that dream deferred and follow it. Find what you love. It's possible to do, right? It is. I'm finding my way back to the things that I love as we speak every day, and I'm loving it. And stick with it. Do what it takes to get there. They're going to be distractions. I had several of them for the past 2 days. Several. So get with it, stick with it, and I promise you, you'll love yourself for it. You will. Miss Angela, what you got? Give me some.
I guess my love note would be show love to your fellow business owners. You don't have to patronize us as far as if you don't have the money, that's fine. But the easiest gift you can give to anybody who's in business, especially your family member, friend, or just somebody whose Facebook page you run across, share it, like it, comment. That's something free. That's something that takes less than 5 minutes for you to do. Don't even take 2 minutes. I think it probably takes about 20 seconds for you to do. That one little bit of love that you're showing to them, you may not be able to afford it, but somebody on your friend list might be able to show that business some love.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just do that one little tidbit of showing just that you want to make sure that business go further. You never know, they might bless you for doing that and say, oh, they shared my post. Let me give them a free whatever that business might be.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might, you never know what might come from sharing. So many people won't even share your post, 20 items in one day.
Mm-hmm.
And not one person share not one thing that you've posted. But they'll get all in your inbox and ask you questions. Ask me those questions on Facebook so that I can get Facebook to recognize it in my algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm having conversations about my product and they'll draw attention to my product. And we all here to succeed and help me succeed in the cheapest way fashion, and it's free.
Yes.
Shit.
You gotta come free. Hold on. I before E, except after C, right? Look.
Y'all know I'm sitting up here feeling some kind of way because, I ain't all glammed up with lashes like y'all all blinking all cute.
Don't play. Don't.
And I ain't got no lashes on here.
Now that I learned listen, keep their lashes, and now that I learned how to put them on, I wear them. I didn't have them on earlier though, because I did a whole lot of releasing of food, but we don't have to go on here. Listen, so to piggyback on that, always give people what you expect to receive. And like you said, you never know who is going to trigger. And honestly, I will say this, and then I'll go because we're over our time. For me, in the beginning, I thought it was like the best thing to see when I saw a young lady, black lady, like the page of another boutique owner. Because at first I was like, you don't know what to expect. I really didn't. And I was at a show, and it was several of them there, of course, like it always is. And one of them walked up to another, and actually brought you said, "I want that, girl. I gotta have that top." And that sparked all the rest of them think. It changed the thought. It changed a pattern, and from we can't support each other to yes, we can. If you just go buy one item, it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. Just go and buy an item from each other, and to deposit that into the universe. One, because it's gonna come back to you, and it's gonna come back tenfold. If I want something to come back tenfold, I want ice cream, I want chocolate. I'm sorry, and good vibes. I want a whole bunch of good vibes. So I'm always attempting to, yes, yes. And listen, I'm talking to my cousin. Said I like to hear, honey. That's my passion, I know. And this one was $9.99. But anyway, if you wanted to, you gotta put out what you expect to come back to you. And if you always putting out mess and madness, guess what's gonna come back? And even the Bible says it comes back tenfold. So don't be surprised when it comes back and but what happened? Well, see, what had happened was, I'm just saying, it wasn't. I haven't always been on this, in this lane or in this way. I haven't. For the longest time, I was that one that was causing grief because of stuff that I was dealing with. I didn't realize it until someone said to me, "You hurt my feelings," and it was somebody who I actually feel like. Some people hurt their feelings sometimes. But for the most part, because I wanted to be present from the other side. I don't want to be on this side talking about some people. I had to change, right? And because I wanted things in my life to change, I had to look at me and change the things that I was giving out. And so that's my 2 cents. If you want to see, be the change you expect to see. So if you want some stuff to come back to you like roses and peaches and cream, granted, life's not going to always be that way, but there can be a way where the majority of the things that happen in your life are peace, are love, are an abundance of good vibes, an abundance of things that we think are attainable, and they are. But it starts with you. When you see that. That's all I got. My 2 cents on this Saturday. Girl, News, aka Great. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. What you say, Ken? I got some news coming up midweek. Some good stuff has come through. And before I go, this, see if I find my camera. This is magazine by one of my biggest supporters, Michael Photography. This was actually his first issue that came out in January. And because of doing my insecurities, I did not say anything about it. Well, I'm over it. Your girl is in the magazine.
Bam, there we go.
Yes.
Let's go.
So it is from the Eye. This is his January 2020 issue. It is still available on MadCloud. As soon as I figure out how to post it, I'll post it. But yeah, it is there, and that's the first thing that I was published, and I have 2 others that I'll be showing to you guys about because
Can you send me the link?
talking about me and the things that I'm doing. So get used to it. You guys are awesome. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next Saturday.
Yes.
But check me out. Watch it. We will be moving to being on YouTube as well, or you can check us out on stunnerradio.com on the website www.stunnerradio.com and or on the YouTube channel. Until next time, mwah. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.